In this video, we'll be discussing workflows and creating new workflows, and we'll be discussing why we want to do that and the reasons and how we would go about doing that. Now, what you see here in this column is our workflows. You can do this software a couple of different ways. You can run many workflows for every possible configuration on any possible media you might have. It would make it very easy for any person who needed to operate this software to drop a PDF into the workflow and not have to deal with changing anything on that job. The right paper profile will be in there, the spot color adjustment will be there, the site position will be correct if we were doing that as well. Or what you can do is create a couple generic workflows and edit each job. So let's say we're going to go ahead and run many workflows. I'm going to go over how to create workflows and what we can change in these workflows. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go under workflows here, and we're going to go new workflow, and we're going to give it a name. So let's go ahead and call it envelopes landscape commercial envelope. Okay, we'll hit OK. Now the first thing that's going to pop up here is this first general tab. It allows us to, if we didn't like what we named it or want to change it, or I misspelled something, I could change it here. Your priority, most of the time when you're running this software, you're going to be running one job at a time, not multiple jobs, so you don't really need to worry about the priority. We always keep the copies at 1 because we can go in and change that number after we get a printout to make sure that the position is correct, the color is correct, everything like that. We can decide whether we want to delete the job. Never delete the job. We'll just keep on piling up into your jobs database. When necessary, we get about 1,000 to 2,000 jobs in our database. Basically what that means when necessary is job number 1001 is going to delete job number 1 if you've never ever deleted a job out. So when necessary, he's going to keep that. It's going to cap that job list at 1,000, and this is going to knock off the earlier ones as you add more jobs in there. You can do always, just every time you run a job through, it's always going to delete when it's finished. And then you can always do always including errored, but we're going to go ahead and go when necessary. On our hot folder, what we're going to do here is, basically the thing that we do here is turn on generate thumbnails. That way if we decide to use the web client, we get a thumbnail that we can look at, so we know exactly what job we're looking at. That's what we want to do there. So now all we're going to do basically is start bringing in the pieces that we want in this job. So let's say the first thing we want to do is add a spot color adjustment. Okay, we can do a pause afterwards. We can do an auto release if no spot colors. You know, if that means there's no spot colors in the job, it's not going to stop. And then I can choose a spot color adjustment set if I had one for commercial envelopes. I'll use the plain paper one. I could choose that, so it's automatically going to use that one right off the bat. I could put in a site position if I needed to, and do a resize and choose the size I wanted it to be. Choose a position that I want it to go to. If I wanted to choose that, I can have it do it automatically. I'm going to pause it so I can look at it before I print it. I just want to look at it. And then I'll go ahead and put my output in. And what I said was this was commercial envelopes. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my default configuration. And then I can choose commercial envelope. And I don't want to rotate it because I've already done the rotation. I don't need to do any scaling or anything like that. And then when I'm done making this workflow, I will just hit the pencil icon, and now I've got a new workflow. And I could do another workflow just like this if I wanted to. I could go ahead and go into workflow and say duplicate that workflow and just change the name to, instead of landscape, I can make it portrait. Okay, so basically what it's just done is made an exact duplicate of it. The only thing I have to do here is I would go ahead and put a rotation in, hit that, and now I've got two workflows I've just created, a landscape and a portrait for the commercial envelope with a built-in paper profile. So if I know I'm going to print this on a commercial envelope, I just got to drop it on there. I don't have to edit this workflow at all. I can just let it go. I'll do the spot color adjustment in the Z position if I need to, and then I just move on from there. So that's creating workflows in the mColor3 software.